It's almost time to say goodbye to Tara and fare thee well. It's almost time to bring the curtain down.
I'll say adieu
To me.
to you. So long it has been swell, but don't you cry the tears of a clown.
If you're going to cry, cry tears of laughter. A smile takes much less effort than a frown. So let's have one more joke and raise the rafters, 'cause laughter's the best medicine.
Hello, I'm Thomas Carruthers,
I'm Will Leggetter.
and it has finally come to an end. Finally, we're happy about it. No, it has unfortunately come to. We recorded our first Inside Number 9 episode, Will, on Tuesday, the 5th of May,
Yeah.
2020.
Whoa. Long time ago, that, isn't it? That's 4 years ago.
That's a very long time ago. It straddled between episodes we recorded on Indecent Proposal and West Side Story. We have, this will be a two, or should we announce now? Well, no, we'll announce that later. But we're going to do our normal episode rankings on Series 9 of Inside Number 9. Was it announced? I believe, if my memory serves me right, it was announced around Series 6 time that they'd been commissioned for another 3 series.
Yeah.
And so the question immediately floated of, is it going to be 9 and out? And then slowly but surely that came to pass, that would be the case. And we are now a few, well, it's nearly a month out actually, of Inside Number 9 Series 9. Strongest series since series
4, I'd say.
I would say so. Yeah, there was not really a bad episode. We definitely both have a shared number 6, but there wasn't.
I don't think we do.
Oh, Will, don't pull this shit already. All right, well, we'll talk about that later. But no, I wouldn't say there was a bad episode.
No, at all.
Which unfortunately has been the case of the past couple 3.
Yeah.
Sort of. I mean, I've also just completed a complete rewatch of the entire show, and Will's in the middle of one in preparation for our next and final Inside Number 9. We might do a few more drunk commentaries, but our final Inside Number 9 episode, which will be with guest Harry Reeves, and is a full-blown ranking, unlike we've ever touched upon before.
I'm really excited for that. I'm very excited.
I'm interested. I think I've made a very good system that will give us a truthful ranking. Unfortunately, there will be elements to this system that will fuck over your episodes, my episodes that we love.
Yeah.
And we just have to come to terms with that, Will.
That's why I'm thinking, am I going to have to play tactically? I'm going to have to go.
No, you're not allowed to play tactically. Anyhow, series number 9. Do you have any preliminary thoughts, Will?
I'm very sad it's over, I think, to start with. But
yes.
I'm very excited to see what they do next. Obviously, they're going to be doing some theatre stuff, I think, for a bit. Probably take a break.
Well, we're booked in for January.
Well, we are. I don't think they'll break up. I think the next project will be together.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't. Yeah. Well, they were in Shanghai the other day, weren't they? And they said,
They were.
I would never leave Reese.
Yeah. I'd like them to go back to sketch show, sort of like League, try another sketch show.
Okay. I mean, the sad part of that is, of course, that, their sketch show was the first thing they did, when you're bristling with ideas and characters and all that sort of thing. And you don't really, anyhow. And they've supported ideas for nine series times 6 plus 1, 54, 55.
Yeah.
Inside Number 9 series 9. Right.
We'd had 110 different characters they've made us. And that's just Stephen Reese.
And that is just Stephen Reese. Okay, fair enough. You win your point. Fine. You can. Sure. I'd love them to do anything. Right. So the way that this works is we both have our own ranking of the personal 1 through 6. And we each then share our rankings. Okay. If we share a position, then that episode is locked into the final rankings. If not, we then debate and clarify.
Yeah.
Will, what do you have at number 6?
Trolley problem.
Okay. A minute. Will's, Tom's, both. I have Control-Alt-Escape at number 6. I'm guessing I then have Trolley Problem at 5, and I'm guessing you have Control-Alt-Escape at 5.
No.
Will, this is not going well already. All right, okay, right. Well, we'll get to
This
that
is why
in a
we
second.
need a third party, but
Well, this is why the flawless system will not fail on the ultimate ranking episode. Well, fine then. Okay, let's start chronologically. So Trolley Problem was the second episode.
Yeah.
And is your number 6 and is my number 5. I don't have Trolley Problem in any of my categories, my midway categories of best Reese, best Steve, best setting, best ensemble, best guest performance.
Yeah.
However, when I got my Empire magazine with a specials feature out about all the upcoming episodes and all that sort of thing, I was with you for whatever reason, and I read these out to you.
Yeah.
And you immediately went, that'll be a good one.
This was the one I was most looking forward to. Yeah.
Yes, so I mean, it's a great premise. You know, Blake saves a man from leaping to his death from a bridge. The poor guy probably just needs someone to talk to. But is it a good idea to bring him back home? Just far too verbose.
It was very self-indulgent.
Very, very much talking.
Yeah.
No, not even notes on a theme. Just talking. Well, no, now we sound like idiots. Sorry. Over talking. We don't mind two people talking in a room, for God's sake, but
the best bit for me, which was very good, was the tension between them both spiking each other's drinks.
Yeah, but Steve, I felt that quite unintentionally funny.
And then the POV shot.
Oh yeah. Talking about sketch comedy. Very, very dark. Right. Okay, let's start. I don't even know where to start on this. Right, let's start at the beginning. So he brings him in, and it's obviously he's there for nefarious reasons, whatever they might be. Steve is playing this Blake, and he's a shitty psychiatrist, and he's just going through things. Is cow's milk okay? As opposed to what? Or whatever, which was funny. And immediately you get the vibe that this Drew character, Reese's character, is off. And, unfortunately, you're hampered by 55 episodes going, okay, so what's who's in control here? Who's in control? And it's got to be some sort of revenge thing. And it all comes down to, it's very early stated early on in the episode about the notion of the trolley problem, which is a thing that, you've heard a million times over of. If one train track has been diverted to kill, and it's going to kill 50 people, do you change the track to kill the 3 people that are on the other track? Moral dilemma, blah, blah, blah. And this becomes literal. And then the notion comes up of, is it killing if you don't do anything?
Yeah.
And this comes into it.
Let him die.
Yeah. And this comes into effect with the fact that Steve is a pederast who took advantage of a self-harming northern youth, who is a Rose Bruford College alumni, Miss Ella McKirby, and was friends with one of my friends. Anyway, yeah. Anyhow, and so it's just Reese and Steve in this episode, apart from 2 voices, and we hear this self-harm, oh, you got some lovely legs on you. Can I see your scars or whatever? And it clearly is a perv. And he has made this a fatal attraction situation and said that actually she became obsessed. I had to get rid of her. She rang him and literally said, I've taken some pills. And he found her there, comatose, and chose not to take her in. Now, let's talk about the episode up until that point. Do you think that this was a slow enough building of tension? Did you think? Well, go on.
Huh?
You talked to somebody.
I didn't.
Don't try and trolley problem me. Right. Up until the turn where it becomes about anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. Did you think that there was a slow enough release of energy? This is because I fucking sell dog food, and a natural diet is a slower release of energy. Slower building of tension, the reveal about the daughter, the reveal of Drew being in charge with the gun, or did you think it was all, I really felt the 30-minute timer on this one.
Yeah, no, I really didn't enjoy it
at all.
No, I did, but I was waiting for it to end almost.
It just felt. I go back to my initial comment. Very, very verbose, and it was like them talking about.
I feel like I've seen Steve play this character 10 times now.
Yes, and also as much as we love Reese, Reese, I'm in charge. And all the and him doing the Joker laughing, just a bit, is a depressed father who's caught in it. It's just so fucking elaborate as well. We come down to this. It's so elaborate. And this was kind of my problem with Lost Weekend. And I think this seeds it a bit better but the final 10 minutes of Lost Weekend, infamously for me, do come out of nowhere. And on a rewatch,
Egyptians.
Yeah, I'm having mine cold.
Oh, great stuff.
On a rewatch, that worked, apart from denial shopping. Anyway, we'll talk about that in the next episode. But it then becomes hat on a hat and a hat, because Blake retakes charge, and it just felt Riddle of the Sphinx again, but worse. Back and forth between these two guys. Obviously, in Riddle of the Sphinx, it's Nina instead of thing. Yeah. There is a sexual element, there's a perverse element, but even then, Riddle doesn't necessarily come out of nowhere, because it's built into the whole mythology of the eating the rump and all that sort of thing. But then it does the whole. I presume you haven't seen The Vanishing.
No.
Not even the Jeff Bridges bad version.
No.
With Sandra Bullock. I felt that would be a movie you would have seen. Anyway, very, very good.
No, I have.
Yeah.
I have. It's the one where he puts her in the car and keeps it in his out. Yeah.
Buries her alive.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, of course you do.
He lives on a really steep road.
Yes, he does. Anyway, that's based off a very, very good film. Both directed by the same guy. I can't remember what the original language is, but it's foreign. It's European and
Swedish, I guess.
Spurlos. It's called Spurlos. So anyway, and that has the thing of the burying alive and that sort of thing. My problem is, and it's the Saw problem really, is that Jigsaw is always like, I'm not a killer. I let them decide their shit. It's like, no, you are. You trap them in these death traps. me and Jay did a Saw episode. Great fun, because it's just so easy to make fun of Jigsaw. I've trapped you.
How good was Saw X, by the way?
Saw X was great. Yeah. What's your job? I work in lifestyle therapy. Love him. Letting that Mexican kid just go. Come on. You've got to pull the blood. John! Now we have a rope. Love Saw X. Anyway, of all the people you fucked with, you chose John Kramer. Anyway,
great stuff.
So the problem is that Reese does this whole argument about how, actually, no, I've not killed your son. I've just buried him alive and and so if he was going to accept and say, "Oh no, I did rape your daughter or harass her or whatever. I took advantage of my thing," I'll tell your son, "No, I'm not going to do that, Reese. Okay, I'm going to burn myself alive."
The, and I hated the effects on the glasses. I really didn't like the effects on the glasses.
Also, the sound effects were just very subdued to
Yeah,
see
they
if he
were.
burnt alive. People always burn themselves alive in things. It's like, you can't do that. Anyway, um, yes, I didn't think it was great at all, but it was enjoyable to an extent. And right now, I don't want to throw you under the bus. Well, no, you're as busy as I am. Have you rewatched any of these episodes, Will?
Yes, I have actually.
Okay, all right, no, that's fine. That's fine because Trolley got better for me on a second watch.
Um, yes. Yeah, okay, because you're not trying to
And
second guess it.
yeah, and Control or Escape, which we'll talk about now. Um,
Got better for me
oh,
on
sorry,
second.
no. Oh, yes, yeah, and that was your fourth, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Yeah, which means that Curse of the Ninth is your fifth.
yeah.
Yeah, I know you too well. I know him so well.
Wasn't good.
Good. Oh, so
I'm
good.
doing that in karaoke on Thursday, and I can't wait.
Oh, I'm going to be at Ripon Market selling dog food. Why can't I come to these karaoke events? Is this your sessions again?
No, it's just genuine. The Grindstone pub down the road does karaoke, and it's great.
Okay. You
We
said
should
that
do it
like it was.
sometime.
You said that like it was a very novel idea. The pub down the road does karaoke.
They've
Um,
got these moves.
Control
Uh,
or Escape. Um, uh,
which has produced our favorite meme of the
yeah,
series.
it has. I I was kind of like to say the first. I thought they were kind of going 3 for 3, and I don't know. And again, on a rewatch, Control or Escape got a lot better. The problem
Yeah,
is that it's so simple.
yeah.
And again, I don't want to be that guy. Have you watched Ghost Stories or read the play Ghost Stories?
No.
Spoiler alert: it's a coma, and and literally, what's his name? Going fishing with Vic and
Bob?
Paul
Oh, no.
Water, Paul Whitehouse. And Paul Whitehouse is like, and he does
That's the
all these
dog.
stories, and then they all come in at the end, and actually he's the cleaner. And he's like, "Oh, you all right, mate?" And all that sort. Anyway, it's a coma. Jeremy Dyson wrote Ghost Stories. Surely Jeremy rings him up on a night and says, "Hi, Reese. Hi, Steve. Just watch this one. You all right? You're just stealing this one." And let's not forget that the League film also has the coma
Yeah.
ending. A very, very, very simple episode, I dare say, that works as an allegory on a rewatch, but as a twist is quite simple and obvious.
I'm going to mention something that Harry said. We watched it together, and as he's not here for today's recording, I'll say what he thought about this. And he said he thought it was quite a problematic episode in the fact that you're now going to have kids with their parents or relatives dying in a coma, and someone's about to turn it off. No, he's just trying to escape. He's still alive.
He's in this. Get away from me, Dr. Death. No, this is Dr. Ridgely. He has been your carer for 2 years. Yeah. Why don't you get the computer to work? Mate, I'm on NHS hours. I'm sorry. He's just got to figure out the paper
We've got Labour
clips.
government now.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
As long as they sort out the Arts Council so I don't get fucked on the Arts Council funding. Anyway, right. It's on a rewatch, though, on the other hand,
Yeah.
every single line of dialogue. Could they not just be a little subtler?
Yeah.
Every single line of dialogue. I didn't have my screen in front of me, so unfortunately I could note down certain ones, but there was an awful lot of I just hate not being able to do anything. And and it starts off.
What do you think of the whole tricking us into thinking she's having an affair?
Well, she's not a
divorced.
Well,
they are divorced by existence.
Yeah, it's true. And well, there's two early. Well, you've got the bitch daughter and the nice daughter, young Amy and young Millie. And I thought both of the girls did a very good job. I thought Catherine Kelly was great. I thought they all did wonderful. What a waste of Angus Wright that we'll get to momentarily. But I know I'm Dr. Deeth again. What's his real name? I'm Dr. Deeth. It's an Arabic name, and anyway, and so you've got this earlier point where Millie says, "And does he know what's going to happen later?" It's like, okay. So again, the realities, what's happening here? Like, are they in an escape? And all this sort of thing. And this is a moment that Steve's not watching. This Jason's not hearing or not watching. So how is he's in a coma? What's happening? And so you have a lot of breaks in logic there. You have the moment where Lynn comes to him and says, "I never wanted to be with anybody else," and she kisses him. It's been a hard couple of years, but I've never wanted. And his response isn't, "We're doing a fucking escape room."
Yeah. Why are you telling me this?
Do you want to leave me? I do love Amy when she's bit by bit doing. So it's going to be a 5. It's a 5, Mum.
Yeah,
that was quite nice.
Yeah.
But I thought the family dynamic works very well.
I loved the escape room aspects. If anyone can make a great escape room, it's Reese and Steve. So
the
puzzles were really cool.
There were, what was it? Initial clues. And what was the clips was a bit hard. Red, yellow, green, which means 5, 3, 2. So okay. Very elaborate.
Together.
Have I told you that I adamantly dislike escape rooms?
Is that because of the people you're with, and you always feel like they're doing it because you're clearly not good enough?
I've done an escape room with an ex, Jenny, and her friend that started with a H, and her idiot boyfriend at the time. Do you remember when she was with that lame guy?
Yeah.
So it was an awful experience. Jenny, most of the time it was spent with Jenny hitting me and tapping me, going, "What the hell is he doing? Why can't he fix it?" So that was funny. And then I dated a girl for a month and a half, and she ran an escape room. And so I was in the office whilst watching Nathan For You, whilst he was like, "If you do the clues and you do the clues," I was like, "All right, this is very dull." And have you ever been to an escape room this elaborate, where there's a separate room?
Yeah, I've been to one where 3 different rooms slowly become available to go into. Yeah.
Okay, but did you crawl through a tunnel?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
We're gonna do an escape room together, Tom. I know a great place. It's possibly the best escape. Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Was that Donald Trump doing an escape room?
Yeah. That's a great sketch. That's a sketch idea.
Donald Trump in an escape room.
Doing an escape room.
Donald Trump in an escape room, and then at the end of it, you realise he's actually in a coma from the bullets.
Yeah, that happened.
We're getting political. Yes, very, very on the nose dialogue the whole time.
I saw something the other day. Why didn't the Secret Service shout Donald Duck?
That's pretty. Yeah, that's good.
Thank you.
It's good. Inside job to get him elected, but that's another matter. Right. Reese.
Oh yeah, it's secure the win there.
I've put Reese in my. Oh no, I didn't actually. I'll tell a lie. A couple more scenes with Reese, and it would have been in Best Control or Escape. Best Reese. I thought it was very funny.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not out of work actually. I'm reserved for a tour of Germany. Doing what was it? Much Ado. 3-man Much Ado. Yeah, but a kind of a waste of Reese. But anyway, really a waste of Angus Wright.
Yeah.
What is this pandemic that has occurred where like these great actors and now, I mean, I guess Series 9 they wanted to get in it, but there's nothing to that role. I mean, maybe we're overblowing how famous
You
Angus
just
Wright
say,
is.
"Oh, I've been in a number 9," and that's for me. I'd take the role of Doctor Death.
Yeah, I'd have taken the role of
Yeah,
Dr. Death. I'd have taken the role of
actually, Steve, your role sounds quite interesting. I've just a suggestion. What if we workshop? Maybe we swap just for
but
just see how.
again, but devil's advocate, why not have Steve play Dr. Death? Again, we've seen Steve play this over and over again. Why not get Steve to do it and bring in your David Morris's or whatever? David Morrissey could have very easily, Steve could have very easily been the David Morrissey part
Yeah.
in Referee's
Oh,
a Wanker. Bring in a great actor. Anyway, do you have anything? Oh, sorry. So we reveal that it's a coma, and then he's finally trying to get it.
Did you like the reflection of the word 9 in the exit sign?
I
And
didn't
obviously
like
the line, it's number 9.
nine. Yeah. No, I didn't. I didn't particularly enjoy that. A little bit on the nose. And then, yeah, we have the Avatar ending where he opens his eyes. So, okay, so now he's alive. Anyway, I don't think that's how comas work. But anyway, like you said, like we go back to Harry's point. Yeah, he's trapped. So that's my number 6. That's your number 4, which leads us to my number 4, your number 5.
Yes.
So with the top 3, the bottom 3 are the same in a different order, and the top 3 are the same in a different order. Well, no,
Yeah.
sorry, we'll find out. Curse of the Ninth. Again, kind of.
It didn't do what it wanted to be. And
Yeah.
I'll go through this. It started very strong with a lot of tongue-in-cheek carry-on sort of jokes. I couldn't help but notice your busts. That blind people are always weeing everywhere. And it was like, okay. And then that just stopped.
Yes, I think for me, and I think it's the exact opposite of what you're saying, actually, although we're saying the same thing, is that the comedy in this mostly didn't work for me.
Oh, no, I agree. I didn't want there to be the comedy. If you're going to do a horror, dark, cursy period setting.
Opening was great. Eddie Marzan monologue in the middle was excellent. I thought the ending worked quite well. But yes, the what did I message you? Why does this episode open with Noel Fielding haunting Albert Einstein? Yeah, I just thought, and also the sort of needlessly convoluted.
Yeah.
Like needlessly overcomplicated for a plot. This for an initial idea. This good.
I also felt the middle, just nothing really happened much. It was a lot
very
of
slack. Yeah,
people are sat on long tables talking.
Yeah. Again, I've put it in my best ensemble. But
you put that in your best ensemble, and we've got plodding on.
I've done nominations. Stop it. Because I thought Hayley Squires was good, and it will shock nobody to find out that I love Natalie Dormer.
That's where the budget went, this series.
Yes. Well, I don't want to be rude, but she hasn't done much in a while, so maybe not. Well, it's true. Did you watch the Tudors when you were a little boy, Will? And go,
I did.
Yeah, of course you did. You dirty dog. Also, the Devonshire joke is kind of stupid, and I know it's stupid by design, but
wasn't funny.
No. Somebody's uploaded onto IMDb goofs. Again, prove that anybody can upload anything. Although a common fallacy on the part of filmmakers, no one digging a grave by their own hands, whether for the first time or a re-digging, would bother to ensure that the sides are perfectly vertical or with precise angles.
Wow.
Again, she hasn't been fingered in a number of years. Kind of funny. I wouldn't have minded just a touch, but the middle felt a little bit slack. This was an episode that I was on there where did I read it? I can't remember because they didn't do the podcast
This is
this
Reese's
time.
favourite episode.
It's Reese's favorite episode of the series, and they cut out another 5 minutes of this. They lost something from this. And to be honest with you, this might be the episode that feels most stretched.
Yeah, they needed that, especially the ending. I thought, like, a great premise of you were the one that completed it. That I like.
That was
and
very
good.
good.
And then we just follow her walking around the house for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's a building of tension, but unfortunately,
There's no
they're on
tension at all because her fate's already sealed. She's just walking up a staircase. It's like that escalator scene in Mr. Bean's Holiday.
It felt like it was building to a final twist of your fate sealed, and then the building of the tension. Oh, she's going to fall off the staircase. Meanwhile, I don't know, something. It felt like it was building up to a final twist of actually Reese dying anyway. Because again, I just needlessly convoluted. Why not just? We didn't need the Devonshire murder, which is probably a show that's going to be on BBC One soon. But it just needed
because of well, I know
could have just began with Dickie and Lily and hire it. It doesn't have to be a piano tuner. He could be a failing musician, and we've brought you in to finish this composition. Maybe they pretend that it's Dickie's, and maybe that's the plot of.
I think it's also flawed. Obviously, we have to know about the Curse of the Ninth, but why would they tell him that?
Oh, I didn't mind that. I'll give them that.
All they need him for is to finish this. They don't need to tell him, by the way, by finishing it, you're going to kill yourself. Just tell him, it'd be an honor to hear this in full. Play it. He did not need to know about the curse, but obviously we did.
It needed a film. It was simultaneously saying it was stretched, but it wasn't long enough. Like it needs a film's length, and you need like that being an earlier scene and not an integral scene, and then it blades in and all this sort of thing. He thinks it's actually the Eighth Symphony, so he's not in any worry. And then he's rooting around the house, and then Eddie Marzan's ghost comes to him and says, "Looking for this," and actually he's writing the Ninth and blah 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 and all this sort of thing. Also, there was I mean, yeah, they touched a little bit on the money problems, but like there was no real stakes to them wanting to have the Ninth Symphony finished.
So we're agreed it's 5th place.
Trolley problem. Sorry, Control Alt Escape is not better than Curse of the Ninth one.
It is.
We'll get to this momentarily. Well, if we go by some rankings, 6 plus 5 is 11. 4 plus 5 is 9. Oh no, I'm doing it the wrong way. I'm sorry. Trolley, and so that would be 1 plus 2. Trolley problem, it scores 3. Control Alt Escape is 4, which makes it 3 points plus 1 point. That's 4. So Trolley problem's worse currently, and then Curse of the Ninth scores 3 and scores 2, so 5. So currently,
I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with Trolley problem, Control, Curse.
All right.
Sorted.
Well, this seems like a nice way to end our first part.
Yeah.
So Trolley, Control, Curse. We also don't have to worry about anything being taken through this time because of the ultimate ranking, which is on the cusp. Let's touch on a few in our 5 minutes before we take our first break. Best setting, I've got Boo to a Goose, Mulberry Close, and Control Alt Escape.
Yeah, I've got. I just give them straight away. I've gone Boo to a Goose.
Yeah, I'll take that. Boo to a Goose moves through because I need to take these for the overall nominations as well. Ooh, Boo to a Goose. Best hair, I put Boo to a Goose. That little sticker on it. Yeah. Best Steve.
Oh, I've also gone for the one in the credits of Plodding On.
Yeah, that was all right. Yeah. That's nice. What, Lumpus Harris again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that again. Best Reese.
Mulberry Close.
Mulberry Close. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't want to be that guy, but somewhat of a disappointing Reese series. No, it's not. No, it's not. Mulberry Close is Mulberry Close. And then Best Steve, three, two, Booter Goose. Yeah, I'm with you, Daddy. And not every man who sticks his cock between his legs is a drag queen, but you know, we'll be talking about that very shortly. Best ensemble. Now, right, get rid of Curse the Ninth. Get rid of Boo to a Goose. Although I do think Boo to a Goose, I'm putting Boo to a Goose through to the overall. And I know there are only two, you know, is Mulberry Close up there? If you include Michael Ball.
Yeah, no, it is. But the best ensemble is Plodding On.
Yeah, okay. I paused every single frame. Still couldn't see Miss Wakefield. Couldn't see her.
Didn't I?
You said you did, but I think you're lying. Best guest performance. My nominations.
Top 10 most paused moments.
Yeah, best guest performance: Mark Bonnet, Adrian Scarborough,
yeah,
Dorothy Atkinson,
yeah,
Eddie Marzen,
yeah,
and then a threesome of Catherine Parkinson, Anne Reid, and Tim Key.
I've gone 4. I've gone Dorothy Atkinson, Michael Ball.
We can't give it to Michael Ball.
Anne Reid, and Robin Asquith.
Yes, great choice. Great choice. Right, okay, I can move those through. Anne Reid. We can't give it to Anne Reid. You're not giving it to Popcorn?
No.
All right, it's gone. Right, they're going to lock through because I also am taking note of all of these because they will be going through to our overall awards and nominations, which is incredibly exciting. I don't know how this top 3 is going to pan out.
I think I do. I don't think we're going to agree on this next one.
Maybe. It's going to be tense. It's going to be tense. We're going to have to wait 10 minutes. This is tenser than not last night's football, the other night's football.
He's gone.
He has gone. But you know what?
You know who needs to go as well? Harry Kane. We're going to have 10 minutes now to talk about Harry Kane.
If cast Gareth Southgate as an inside number 9 character, because I think he's as an existing one, yeah, because I think he has got quite a bit of seething anger underneath him, and I think he could play
Mr. King.
Yeah, I could see it, trying to keep control of all these kids.
And the kids of the England team.
Yeah. Saka as the little girl. Oh, put the tadpoles in the thing. What a great episode. Every time though, needs an ensemble, needs kids in that hallway, needs like it they should have. I think you know what it is. The exterior shot is of like a primary school, and it needed to be an exterior shot of like a really small ramshackle, like a bit like Wicker Man.
Sorry, I got no head. You know that one student and one teacher on an island.
No, I never watched it. I had a life as a kid. I now no longer have a life as an adult. Right, we'll be back momentarily to discuss our top 3, which I don't know. Will. And we're back. That was very neatly done.
Oh, thank you.
Block by block to do the first 3 and the second 3.
Yeah.
I think there's more to talk about quality-wise, and there's more to talk contention-wise with these next 3 episodes. What do you have at number 3, Will?
You won't have this at number 3.
Boo to a Goose.
Boo to a Goose.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I have it currently at number 2.
Okay.
I will say now, for our final episode, our final big finish, whatever we're calling it, we part of the ranking is that we are also giving each episode an out of 10 rating. And I will say now that all 3 of these remaining episodes I have actually given 10.
Yeah.
The last spoilers, Series 8, I've only given 1 10. Series 7, I've given 2 10s. Series 6, I've given 2 10s. Series 5. So, yeah, if we're going on the remit of quality, blah, 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 Series 5 is the last series that I gave 3 10s to.
Oh, can I guess what for?
No, we're doing we're doing it all later, Will. But yeah, no, I think these are all.
I agree. They're all 10s.
I think they're all perfect in what they are.
Yeah.
We can talk Boo to a Goose. So I have it at 2, you have it at 3. So if we're going by ratings, then that gives it a 4 plus 5 gives it a 9.
9.
Oh,
I'm inside number 9.
That means it wins. No, I thought it was incredibly strong.
Yeah.
Sensational, I dare say. I really do think.
I'm just looking now through series openers that we've had.
Not since Sardines.
I think it's the best series opener since Sardines.
Yeah.
I really like Zanzibar.
Oh yeah, Zanzibar's good. Yeah.
And it depends what you want to do with Devil of Christmas, but
yeah, well, yeah. Like I say, it's hard to do with anthologies. Kind of just perfect. Brilliant notion, brilliant. Well, what was the? I can't remember what BFI interview it was where Steve was like, "There's one episode this series, the first episode, where you're never ever going to guess the twist,"
no.
and I didn't, but I did notice the Big Brother stuff, and
yeah,
the posters on the walls, and I thought, okay, something's happening, Big Brothers. Yeah, with Vivian McCall, something's happening, Big Brother style here, and. Something is off, as obviously. 1 minute, sorry, I'm just and something is occurring, and what that might be. And then I know, I mean, again, you're not a Twilight Zone person. There's a very famous Twilight Zone episode called "The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street," which is basically this. To be honest with you, it's basically this, where we later learned that it's aliens that have done it to ruin the human population street by street. They turn somebody's car off and turn the lights on and off and turn off the energy and that sort of thing. And then over the course of the day, it builds and it builds and it builds until the street completely falls apart.
World's End.
Is that the plot of the World's End?
No, but it's similar. It's that they've replaced all of the village.
Oh yeah, no, Maple Street's not. No, Monsters Due on Maple Street isn't a replacement service. They are street by street, getting humans to ruin Earth. So by doing the smallest thing, and eventually getting them to fall apart. Now,
that's where they started with this. Oh, that would be a replacement service. I think that's the line they started with.
It is a great line that clicks it all into place. See it, say it's sorted.
Say it's sorted. I always thought it was sorted.
It used to be, but I think they had too many people putting it upon themselves to
sort it.
Yeah. Come here, which obviously leads, as this episode shows, to rampant Islamophobia. And I don't know if Joel Fry is Islamic, but you know the bag and the beard. What's the line that he says anyway? Just your typical stereotype of the terrorist, and so it leads to rampant or an outrageous drag queen on the tube being loud and brash, somebody going over as an excuse for their own homophobia. Can you please be quiet? We're trying to have a nice tube. You know, that's why I believe that's why it changed.
It reminded me a lot of the episode of Doctor Who,
Midnight.
Midnight. That herd mentality, everyone going after one. Yeah.
Well, you know, I love this sort of shit. Well, I absolutely adore a lot of people in a room, blah blah, and it builds and it builds and it builds and it builds. And then this just had a really great, you know, clencher of this replacement service of, and also saying an episode's name without it being cringy.
Yeah.
It worked. Very mixed on the IMDb reviews. I've got one person here, very poor episode, but this was the worst episode I've ever seen. Totally implausible and silly ending.
Okay. I think it's a very real ending.
The film 12 Angry Men was one of the major influences. Again, you can see that, you know, and the Orwellian posters visible around the train carriage read, "The law, if it ain't fixed, don't break it. Suspicious minds stop crimes. If in doubt, call it out. And don't mind us, we're just watching." There is also an advert for an express delivery service which reads, "We've come a long way since delivering bread in 1973, and we plan to go further, much further." We're doing that typical thing where an episode's too good to talk about. We'll go couple by couple. Did you think the initial incident was believable enough to provoke this much anger? Because how can Reese or Siobhan Finneman be actual suspects in this when it was only dark for like 5 seconds and you can only grab the bag from so far?
I don't know.
Sorry, I was being boring, Tom. There wasn't I? Let's talk character. Let's talk character by character. You've got to have the instigator who makes this into an incident, and that's what you get with the wonderful Mark Bonner, who I think is exceptional in this episode.
Very good.
When was the last time you watched 12 Angry Men?
Probably 5 years ago.
Okay, that's fine. He is the Lee J. Cobb. You know, you've got the nice. Is there a Henry Fonda? I don't think there is like a purely good person in there, is there?
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Matthew Kelly. Well, but Harold is. We think it's some sort of dementia. We think it's something, whether he's a homeless person and he's not getting the care he needs, or whether he is just a dementia-ridden person who's ended up on a train or something like that. Obviously, that great reveal that he has been affected. Even better though with the Reese reveal. You used to unionize. You used to have so much fire in you. And very good. Mark's exceptional as this Raymond. I love an angry Scott. Somebody has to take their time. Somebody has to take control. The wonderful Susan Wokoma, who's great in her series of Taskmaster, and is going to be in a production of The Real Thing, which is a very good play, which I might go see. Anyway, Susan Wokoma's great here as this Cleo. You could make the sort of Back to the Future argument. I know she, Steve calls it out and calls her a fag hag or whatever, and clinging on to a middle-aged drag queen. But how did they become friends? Club, yeah, two outsiders, I guess, yeah. And that initial, and again, you've got that initial sort of this initial stereotypes they get. Well, no, not even stereotypes, but sort of broad strokes of. You've got the one person of color. Oh no, Joel Fry's presumed. I'm guessing he's a person of color. I don't know. Anyway, but you've got the one person of color in there who is like immediately reluctant of the police state. And it's like, okay, yeah, you've got a reason to. And because to start with, you're on Mark Bonner's side to an extent until he starts choking out Joe Fry.
Yeah.
Charlie Cooper as Mossy the homeless man. Yeah, I'm sorry. Very, very good and tender. Very good portrayal, I thought, of a homeless person. And Philippa Dunn as Alina. So what happens with Alina by the end? Because if I was the big brother police state, she seems like a loose end.
Yeah.
It felt like it was kind of leading into a final twist of she's going to now reveal it all.
Yeah.
But I guess no, we're ideal candidate for next time. We love people who don't get involved.
Yeah.
And all that sort of thing. And again, you think good blending of expectations and unexpectations isn't a word, but you think Siobhan Finneman is going to be a mild-mannered northerner and just sit back, and you think that Steve, as a middle-aged drag queen, is going to be on, will have seen this sort of discrimination and that sort of thing, and will presumably, through his own experience, understand that this sort of discrimination and jumping to conclusions isn't a good thing. And no, he's actually got these sort of, a blend of opinions. Yeah. And Jerry, come on, Jerry, put your hand up, Jerry. Just a very, very, very good episode. Did you think Joel Fry was the one, or?
No.
What did you kind of think throughout? Did you think it's going to come to nothing? And because the possibility passed through my mind of they're just going to get to the station. No, sorry, it's going to really kick off. Somebody's going to get really badly hurt. Somebody's going to hit their head on a pole or something. Mark Bonner's going to kill somebody or something. And then pull into the station. Has fallen down the seat. And it's just one of those something and nothing twists where nothing actually happened, but it built and it built and it built. I prefer the great ending. It was
awesome. Yeah. No, I thought it was going to be one of them where, like that.
Yeah. No, I was very happy. It's currently, if we're going by point systems, it currently has a 9, Will. My number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. My number 2 was Boo to a Goose.
Yeah.
Your number 3 was Boo to a Goose. My number 3.
Say it.
Is Plodding On.
My number 2 is Plodding On. We've both got Mulleroo close at number
1.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic! I thought you would have put Boo to a Goose or Plodding On at 1. So
no.
I'm happy that we've both got Mulberry Close.
Mulberry Close is not locked in. What was Harry's opinion on Mulberry Close?
I've not asked him actually. I've not asked him.
It's all right. We'll find out in the ultimate.
We'll find out.
And
but it's spoilers. It's in my top 10.
It's what an episode. Right, let's do Plodding On then. Do we do Mulberry Close now and then Plodding On?
Yeah, because Plodding On is more of a wrap up, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So let's talk about Mulberry Close. The one image in the trailer was the spooky, scary skeleton man, and I thought, oh, canal, this is going to be unsettling. And then it turns into one of just the great dark comedy
neighborhood watch.
It was absolutely brilliant. So it's all told from a security camera. Do you have one of these?
We have a Ring doorbell. Yes. My mum and sister went to see Paul Weller at Edinburgh Castle.
Yeah.
This weekend, and me and my dad were leveling the turf at the front of the new house.
So is your sister quite hip music-wise? Because what girls of her age love Paul Weller?
She likes Paul Weller. Her favourite song is Wild Wood.
Great track. You do something to me. What a great song. Anyway, Paul, you can tune into our Paul Weller cast. Broken Pods.
I love Paul Weller. Yes, and we were doing that, and then all of a sudden they start speaking through the Ring doorbell. Like, hiya, how are you doing? What's going on?
Hell. Directed by Al Campbell, who's done some great episodes.
Not Robert Zemeckis.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Have they just given away the final scene? This is
Yeah.
where we lived. That's definitely going to be the tearjerker final scene.
Yeah.
We lived here. It's only going to work if Joe Pesci comes in also de-aged as his Irishman character. I fucking bought this house, you son of
The big
Dinosaur.
shooter.
Yeah, dinosaur. What the fucking dinosaurs in my house for? No, Joe. I don't understand this script. One day there's a dinosaur in the house. The next day it's Native Americans. No, Joe. It's through 250 years. He goes, it's through 1,000 years right now. What the fuck? You want me to be a dinosaur? No, Joe. You just anyway. Joe.
That was a good gag.
Thank you. Also, here will have no lasting memory. So people will watch this. Well, if they do, in 10 years, they'll be like, what are they talking about? Inside number 9, Mulberry Close. So very, very simple, but very, very good.
This is number 9 at its truest core. This is what it
felt very series 2. Like very series 1, series 2. What do we say? So many of these episodes are overblown with their ideas now because unfortunately, series 9 and they're trying to catch up. This felt very much very simple, very ideal. And I mean, it obviously is cold comfort, when it comes to just playing on a technical device, shall we say, and just absolutely brilliant. We've got reverse rear window. Again, this was an episode that they cut bits out of to get it down to the 30 minutes. So they had an Amazon delivery with floor cleaner in and that sort of thing. Just more things to point, one way or the other about whether he's murdered. Did you think Reese did murder it? Do you think the reveal was going to be that he's actually a murderer? Or what did you think? Or did you always think he was going to be?
I did think it was a murder.
Will, you sound like a Dalek.
Yes, I thought it was a murder.
Oh, try. Oh no, that was my headphones. Apologies. So talk about murder.
Oh yeah, I thought Reese did do it. I thought he pushed her down the stairs.
Really?
Yeah. Also, sorry, he puts her in the suitcase. That's topical, isn't it? My mum's told me to tell my work that I'm not allowed to work in Bristol anymore because of the suitcase murderer.
There's a suitcase murderer?
Yeah. Two men. The remains of 2 men in suitcases were found at Clifton Suspension Bridge. Yeah.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Clifton Suspension Bridge. Yes, yes. Well, this is the thing. It plays into our obsession with true crime, doesn't it? They watch so much true crime. They watch so much Netflix, which obviously has its incredible payoff. But they watch so much true crime shit that they think anything's a true crime. And Dorothy Atkinson is just sensational.
Oh, incredible.
As Sheila. Adrian Scarborough from back in Psychoville days.
Yeah.
Very much Jason Watkins-esque as Larry and Pat Carr. Obviously, we love the final Michael Ball reveal.
Yeah.
But the actual reveal itself of her killing the dog by reversing the car is great in itself.
Incredible.
Do you think Larry finding his dead dog and immediately bricking a woman is a touch of an overreaction? Because he's doing that out of anger, surely. He's not doing that on the assumption that he's going to be able to successfully frame Damon.
Well, we don't know his personal circumstances, do we? He's clearly a bit of a Jim Friday night dinner weird loner character. Probably has mental health. And his dogs is all he's got.
Yeah, popcorn is all he's got. Poor popcorn. So yes, he
Great
does
name,
turn
great name.
popcorn. Well, Steve's friend has a dog named Popcorn. So,
No.
yeah, very good, very good. And then we get the great Michael Ball. And I am Michael Ball, and these are the Mulberry Close murders.
Oh, very good. I thought this did, as opposed to probably where they in the series with Curse of the Ninth, where they wanted to build the most tension. I thought the tension of the ladder and then around the front of the house, but I thought that was great. That had me on the edge of my bed.
And the skeleton reveal.
Yeah.
Brilliantly eerie, brilliantly, off-putting. And of course, we get
going to be a youth that we're going to smash them up.
Some youth, yeah, some youth. And of course, we get the greatest monologue since Network. Peter Finch. I mean, Rhesus David goes to a whole other level at a certain point, and it's when he's coming back and he goes, Sheila's illa. Fuck off.
This is the best fuck off since IT Crowd. When Moss is fixing the electric sex pants and they come down and he turns around and goes, fuck off.
Yeah, that's a good one. I also love Seth Rogen in Knocked Up. I'm pregnant. Fuck off.
Yeah.
What?
I love Knocked Up. Knocked
Up's great. Knocked Up is great. Do you like This Is 40?
Not seen it.
It's okay. You know what was really good? King of Staten Island. I'm guessing you don't like Pete Davidson.
No.
Yeah, thought as much.
Yeah.
And not just because you're jealous, well. You're not going to get your Tupperware back now, are you, Sheila? That is the line of the series. And I thoroughly loved Mulberry Close. I don't have any issues with it at all. No. It flies by every time. Everybody's brilliant in it. Very, very, very good.
Exceptional. This is my favorite episode for a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Big time. And Plodding On would have probably been number one if it was not for one casting choice. Plodding On. We know nothing. We know absolutely nothing.
Turns out the picture they released on iPlayer was the right picture.
Yes. I thought, it's a fake picture, all this sort of, they're in tuxedos, kind of general. And it begins, and me and my mum and dad were all sat around ready for it because I thought we have to watch it live. There must be something. And we sat down and it began, and it was a private club. And I thought, okay. And all of the toilet cubicles had number 9s on them. And I thought, oh my. It's okay. So it's something about all of the episodes. It's something. And my initial thought was, is it hell? I know.
I thought they're all into the different cubicles.
Nightmare Before
That's
Christmas.
Exactly what I thought it was. Yeah.
And I thought, okay, this is interesting. Didn't think they'd do something like this. And then my beloved Catherine Parkinson walks on.
At this point, did you think she was Catherine Parkinson, or did you think it was pre or post Sardines?
Did I think she was Rebecca? You mean? She's Rebecca. And Rachel's heard from...
Love you, Rachel. Rebecca.
What an incredible episode. Anyway, it's never been better. Sorry, Mum. She was in a red dress, and I thought, oh, okay, possibly. Then she starts doing the soap. Great gag, stealing the soap. And then Tim Key's in the bathroom, and I was like, okay, Interesting. And then I kind of clicked and was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a cast party. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Let's talk how bad this could have been. It could
Oh,
have been super indulgent. It could have been
yeah.
unfunny. It could have been. It could have been. And although, sorry, go on, go on.
I think the reason it works is because they style the actors to the episode they were in. That's why
Yeah.
it works.
But although there is a part of me that wishes I had, um, I, I'm just scrolling through now. So like, who had an Adrian Dunbar scene
Yeah,
and Jessica Gooding after a major success, on Baby Reindeer. Now she's I'm gonna fucking get in this bunk bed, you know, or a Conleth Hill scene, or all these sort of things, or give Patterson Joseph something actually to do.
oh, yeah,
Um, I think it really worked as an episode, only really having 5 or 6 moments,
yeah,
and because again, you can see the version of this episode where David Morrissey gets a line, every single person
yeah,
gets a line.
yeah, yeah.
And I think as an actual episode, it would be very, very satisfying, but wouldn't work as well. Whereas each of these sort of 5 minute scenes, all of their chance to breathe, are all funny in their own right, are sketchy. You
Yeah.
started this
Oh,
whole thing saying about how you want more sketches, all
yeah,
very sketch based in their own right. Um, and like you say, sort of very, very, very referential. Um, we begin with the arguably the best scene of the whole thing. Sorry.
yeah.
Um,
Incredible
uh,
laugh out loud dialogue. So
very
snappy.
also to spend so much time without Reese and Steve
Yeah.
and Tim Key pretending to stop the coke. Still there, Tim. Still there. Very, very good. And wow, yeah. And I told you this. My thought was, oh, it's going to be all in the it's going to be all in the cubicle.
Yeah, I thought they were just going to do sardines again
I
at the
thought they were
after
going to,
party. Yeah,
but in a toilet cubicle,
yeah,
maybe a coke plot, maybe, and try and get as many people into
yeah,
one cubicle as you possibly could, which would have
yeah.
been great.
They would have
Um,
been.
they're a lot older now, so that they can't bend that low.
Yeah.
And the wonderful Anne Reid. I heard you scored some of the good snow from the old from the Best Boy. I brought my own. Did they write this episode for us? Because who else quotes body shop vouchers?
Oh yes, yes.
Who?
Body
I
shop
don't know
vouchers.
any body shop. I got you the body shop vouchers. I don't know anybody else who specifically quotes body shop vouchers. I've taken some pills. Well, that's a more famous one. But and then the next scene we get the wonderful Robin Asquith, who's finally in an episode. Brilliant. The minute he takes his trousers down, fully. And again, the notion of the bus episode, as always, the notion of the bus episode, and he's finally written a script. Does it have a twist? Well, you could do something like they're all dead, or so. We only did that 3 times. I was trying to think, how many times does he say it that they're actually dead?
I think it's 3.
Something like that. I was trying. Anyway, now you can come up with a twist, like oral sex. Yeah, yeah, very good, very funny. Bishop Nelson's column. Very, very funny and very, very good. The note that leads me to believe the ending of this. Presumably they knew this was going to be the ending then for a while,
Yeah.
which means when they did the bus episode, they must have actually shot that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's even better because they knew they were going to do this the entire time, which makes
Not the
it better.
entire time.
I think
Come
so.
on.
I think it's sardines. Yeah, we'll get 9 seasons in. We'll get everyone back.
We're going to cast you, Anne, but don't worry. 10 years from now, you're going to be a coke dealer. Again, I nearly said something very dark there, but obviously Anne Reid is an older person. We've only lost David Warner. You know, like when it cuts to that table of Rula Lenska, Sheila Reid, and you're like, all of these people are, you know, obviously mature actresses and actors. And we've only lost the wonderful David Warner. And I liked that he got his own moment in the video montage as well.
That was nice.
Like most things, it's ruined by Amanda Abington.
Yeah.
I'm having a monkey tail. Nobody says I'm growing a
Amanda
monkey
Abington
tail.
was the worst bit. What? It was so bad that I'm not sure about you. I completely forgot that. I thought this was her episode. I forgot that she was in a prior episode.
No, I didn't forget that she was Paris Kevin.
The best bit is not now, Amanda. That was very good.
It's probably because you said it yourself during. Not now, Amanda. Now, I broached this with you before, and I think it still stands. Oh, this is the most I've liked Nick Mohammed in a very long time. I loved him on Taskmaster, very genuine person. Hated him at the BAFTAs. What the hell?
That wasn't funny.
That's his major fringe character that's made him a success. Mr. Jolly or whatever. The wonderful Rosie, Mr. Jolly, Rosie Cavallero, as I'm waiting in the wings.
Oh, that was great. That was great. I really enjoyed that.
Now I've broached this with you. Perfect finale, perfect for fans. Is it actually a good episode?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. But I do want to put it at 3. Because I do think as an actual plotting, there's not much. What is there? Oh, they're gonna go do the show. Oh, he's not actually doing the show.
Yeah, I think the whole Amazon deal was the weakest bit.
Which is the whole episode, Will. Yeah. So I enjoyed the idea of him having a stroke, pretending to have a fit.
Oh no, that was great. Have you watched it back?
I have watched it back. I can't see anything, which is a real. I mean, come on, Steve. Come on, Reese. And then we end on the book. But you know, there is a third option. I've taken some pills. Did that final conversation stretch a little bit of credulity on how much you lying fucking monster? Are you quoting inside? Also, why did they call it Inside Number 9? Why not call it number? Are you quoting Inside Number 9 or saying that for real? Do you two not saying number 9?
We got Mark again
in his costume because obviously he was in the middle of his run of the Motive and the Q and the No Coward.
Do you think they filmed that the night we were there with Leslie Manville?
That's why he was late on. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, Richard. What a and ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to thank you. Obviously, I've been a part of working with Reese and Steve, and we'd like to thank the pedophile father from Sardines, who is in the audience, and Dame Leslie Manville. Is she a dame?
You did not need to say his name. We were reading it was in the National Theatre books section, and he was standing next to us looking at a book, and he was going, "Pedo dad from Sardines."
It was like when I had when Jenny thought I had a stroke when we were sat next to Christine Chenoweth, and I was trying to mouth to her, "Original Broadway Glinda." Because she didn't know, she loved Wicked, but she wasn't really. Yeah, right. All right. Come now. A part of that. Yes, it.
My sister sat next to Taron Egerton.
Oh yeah, at Paul Weller. Yeah, Taron Egerton. He seems fun. He's no Leslie Manville though, is she? Is he?
Me and Ray Fiennes are besties.
Well, me and Jonathan Price are besties when I went to see Ray Fiennes. And of course,
Jonathan Price. What a solid.
What a legend. But that was another one where Nonori, they're named her now, but she did know who Jonathan Price was like, and I was like, one per on from the film, one per on. We're running out of time, Will. So, Mulberry Close?
Yeah.
How do you feel about plodding on? Sorry, Booter. What do you want? Plodding on or Booter?
You don't need to worry about it being taken through. I think this is just a standalone. We're ranking 6 episodes.
Yeah, we're just having a bit of fun here. None of this matters anymore.
I'd like it at 2.
Okay. Even though Booster and Goose is obviously a better actual episode.
No. You can't say a better actual. Plodding On is a better actual episode. Boot to a Goose has a tight story.
Okay.
Plodding On in its very nature doesn't need a tight story because it's just a cast party with lots of little interactions and everyone's having
okay. That's fine. That's fine. We're going to run out of time. That's fine. None of this matters because me, Will, and Harry are doing a huge, full 55 ranking based on a series of different numbers and tech.